Nerd Vengers? I'm on my way. Woo! On my way to the tower in the Nerdmobile, and oh man, loving the upgrades to the Nerdmobile. Again, shout out to Adam and this baby. Sometimes I just get lost, man. I lose track of time just driving this thing around. Such a beautiful day in the nerdy neighborhood. And it's Friday. You made it through another week. The world made it through another week. So congratulations to you. Today's show is going to be pretty cool, man. We're going to chance it. We're going to roll the dice with Iron Feige. See if he's coming in hot, going to shut us down. See, a lot of people are right now, currently, guys, talking a lot about, like, Tom Cruise being in the movie, and what people don't realize is there's actually an Iron Man variant in the film that's played by Kevin Feige, and all of the heads of all of the different scoopers and leakers are all on his wall. He's trying to send a message, man. So we're getting into that. We're going to talk full spoilers today. I should say warning, even though we don't know everything that is going on, we're going to speculate about some stuff, talk about some stuff that will likely be true with the Multiverse of Madness. So if you don't want spoilers, get on out of here. But let's be real. We're all thirsty as hell for these Multiverse of Madness spoilers. I'm pulling into the tower. I'll see you in a second. Shit. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Nerd Vengers Tower. Welcome to your Friday show. And yes, I will put it on for all of you fiends. On Fridays, we gamble. So there you go. I just put it on. Hopefully it should work. Let me know if it does not. We'll adjust it, maybe reset the cloud bot or whatever. So it should be a good show today. Look, there's a lot going on, actually. A lot of weird stuff that we could get into today. There's a Star Wars report. Like, I gotta be honest with you, like, making Star Wars, like, they're always really good, right? Oh, man, hang on one second. They're always really good, and they have really, really good sources. Like, Jason Ward's good at what he does, but goddamn! The amount of leaks coming out for Kenobi are absolutely insane, and so I decided I wanted to cover that in a video later. I thought about whether or not we should do that as the stream. It has to do with Jedi in Kenobi. Okay, that's all I'm going to say for now. But we'll talk about that. I've actually been teasing out some of the stuff that I know about that over the past couple of months. But Jason went crazy talking about some specific details for the Kenobi show. So we're going to do that. We're gonna get into that in a separate video. I've actually got a couple of cool ideas for videos for you guys later today. But in this stream, what I wanted to do, and I'll be completely honest here, some of this, if not, let's say maybe 70% of what we get into today, what we talk about this morning, is actually going to be a lot of my personal speculation, some things that I have heard, how I think it could all tie together. But there's definitely some new info in here, and especially if you've been keenly, like, observing all of the different things that have happened with Multiverse of Madness. I think as we go through this today and I show you some interesting things about the trailer, we will start to get our brain parts working, and maybe with our combined intellectual power, we will be able to decipher the truth of what will be going on in this film. So there will be some spoiler talk, but a lot of this will be sort of speculation as well. I also just want to say we will be having a stream at 1 p.m. today for the Prime members, Prime Nerd Vengers. Come on by at 1 p.m. Should be a good stream today. Going to be talking about just YouTube video making, some of the things that I've been looking at this week, and how we're going to adjust some things moving forward, okay? So there we have it. We're all set up. Everybody's good. Let's kind of get into this. I want to start with a question for the Chizat. And also, John, welcome back to the Nerd Vengers with a diamond badge, my man. Welcome back. It's always good to see you in Nerd Vengers Tower. Okay, in between everybody rolling and gambling their lives away in the chat, I need you to take your hand off the freaking slot machine for a second. Take your hands off the slot machine for just a hot moment here. And I want to ask you a question. We all agree, just say yes or no, that Marvel alters their trailers in order to hide things from the movie. We all agree with this, yes? Yes, yes, yes or no, yes? We all agree, yes or yes? Avi, right? Avi. So let me just ask you a question that I think will begin to get your brain parts warmed up for the discussion that we are about to have here today. What things from the newest trailer do you think were altered? Has there been any mention of things in the recent trailer that were altered? Have you seen any of these people? And look, I have mad respect for all the people out there making content, cracking into this trailer. Like, I've seen so many different looks at different things at this point. Have you seen a single person out there bringing up what in this trailer is specifically changed or hidden? Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? Anybody? Bueller? People missing from the chairs, somebody says. This is interesting. This is interesting. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. What else? Mephisto? Indeed. Yes, 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 yes. I've seen a lot of that. Help me out here. The zombie strange scene? What do you mean? Wanda's kids? Maybe. I've seen that as a probability. Toby's dick? Absolutely. Absolutely. What else? The whole Illuminati chair scene will be altered. Tom Cruise? I mean, don't worry, we're going to get there. Toby's penis! Says Pretty Nikki. Wondagore Mountain? Okay. Okay. Sure. Cool. I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I'm going to show you one that I think nobody else has really talked about yet. I think. I don't know. I haven't watched every single video on YouTube. I haven't seen every single post on the Reddit website, but I'm pretty dang sure nobody's talking about this. Should we talk about it? By the way, how are you guys doing on this fine Friday, man? Hope you guys are doing well. A lot of craziness in the world, but, we just kind of keep it moving with this nerdy stuff over here, man, you know? All right, let me see if I can get to this shot here. Show you what I think is going on. Okay. That was weird. That doesn't bode well for what we're trying to do here. Where's my... Okay, mute that. Okay. Let's begin. Let's begin. Do I believe Campia has real leaked pics? I absolutely do. 100%. Okay. Let's talk about this. This scene here, and this scene here, and this scene here are edited to make you believe that Stephen Strange being held prisoner. Kev, what's up, man? Welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now, my friend. to make you believe that Steven is being brought by Ultron drones in front of the Illuminati. But I am here to tell you that's not what's happening here. And that what allegedly, supposedly, maybe, is going on here is that this location, everything you see with the Iron Man bots, everything you see with the bots is connected to something completely separate from the Illuminati. That all right. Before I fully explain what I'm talking about here, I guess the best way to explain it is this. Here's the way I'll start it, and then I have to sort of backtrack and take you through a couple of different things to explain what's going on, okay? In the movie, allegedly, apparently, according to Dude Trust Me Bro, there will be a universe with these Ultron bots, and that universe represents a place where Tony Stark basically went super authoritarian, and he's a tyrant and rules with an iron fist. Okay? Do I think that Iron Man is Tom Cruise? I do. Do I think he's in the film? I do. And I'll explain all of this too, because nothing here is super clear, and I want to preface this by saying, like, I don't have the same pictures that Campia has, if he has the ones that I think he has. I don't know for sure, okay? I'm drawing a lot of conclusions here. I spoke to a number of different people about this, and I'm just trying to do my best to explain my understanding of this. But my understanding of this is that we're led to believe this is all the same building, that this location here, this place, is where the Illuminati is at, and I'm telling you right now that I don't think that's true. That this shot here with the Illuminati, that there could be all sorts of fuckery going on here, and that even if this is the Illuminati, and I'm not even sure that it is, this could actually just be Tom Cruise's iron prison, and this could be the Dark Avengers, right? Blows your fucking mind. That this location here, or rather, I guess what I should say is where the Illuminati are actually at is not the same place as where Tom Cruise Iron Man is at. And that Tom Cruise Iron Man doesn't really fuck with the Illuminati. Okay? Now, when I heard this, it was actually pretty shocking, okay? And I want to go back in time a little bit here and explain what's going on with this movie. Like, why is this such a uniquely interesting movie to speculate about? And why are we hearing so many different things? Because, and I've talked about this before, but here's the deal. The first version of the film existed. There were a ton of rumors and leaks based off of this first version of the movie. Okay? Then there was another version of the movie because they shot a whole nother movie, essentially. They shot a whole nother movie, and they sort of combined those two movies together. There's new material written by Michael Waldron for the second film. They pull those movies together. Now they have a new cut of the film. And on top of that, I believe, and this, I can't get anybody to really confirm this or not, but I feel as though that version of the movie that was seen a couple of weeks ago, remember we heard the new version of the film, post-reshoots, has been screened, and everybody's really positive on it. I think Grace did a video on it. A lot of people reported on that. And yes, I believe that to be the case, that is true, that there was a version of that movie that was done post-reshoots that a lot of people have seen, and a lot of leaks and a lot of scoops and a lot of rumors have come out of that. But I also feel that there are new versions of the movie that were not seen by as many folks in the first screening as like our. So essentially, like there's three versions of the movie is basically what I'm saying. 3 versions of the movie. Again, I don't know this 100% to be the case, but this is the feeling I'm getting from all the different people that I talk to and all the different things that I see. Version number 1, pre-reshoots. Version number 2, post-reshoots. Version number 3, post-reshoots with big juicy secrets all included. Okay? And let me bring this up actually. I want to show you a very old Reddit leak. Okay. And believe it or not, this old Reddit leak, a lot of this stuff has been corroborated, okay? And again, because this movie has had so many different versions, it's hard to say for sure if all of this will end up being in the film itself. But this part down here, and again, major spoilers. Like, if this ends up being real, I don't know, man. I'm like 70%, 80% on this aspect of it being real. If this ends up being real, this is major spoilers for the movie and also kind of where the movie is headed. Okay, where the movie is going. So, buckle up your butthole, right? It says here, 5 distinct universes and a few weird ones. Illuminati timeline, 1 universe. Ruined New York City, which we see, another universe. I gotta get my hands over here so you guys can see it. Iron Legion, another universe. The multiverse itself, weird. One that looks like the end of Loki, weird. And a Darkhold castle, which takes place in the main timeline, but is located in an unknown place. Okay. So let me take you through this here theory that I have about what's actually going on with all this, how this will all work together, okay? And look, you can go read this whole thing on there. It's literally been out since August of last year. Okay? And yeah, there's a ton of different things in here. Oh man, I mean, like, you can just read through this thing and like, just it's crazy how much of this leak is actually in the trailer. Like, it's really weird. But again, what I'm really interested in is the difference between the Illuminati timeline and the Iron Legion timeline. Okay? So, here's what I think is going on here. While this movie will go all over the multiverse and will explore all sorts of different things, and I think it's really going to be bold and really crazy, it's not jumping around the multiverse like just for fun. They are establishing, and in my opinion, this is where we get into speculation. In my opinion, they are establishing specific timelines that will persist after this film, and that will be used as basically, like, you could think of it as teams, like Marvel Comics teams, that will all come to hang out on Battle World or have some kind of a battle leading up into Secret Wars, okay? What about the leaked photo with Professor X and the drones? Okay, I'll talk about that. Should I just talk about that now? Okay, there are a couple of different explanations for this, and there's some things that I know about that photo that I can't necessarily say, but that photo is not 100% real, I think is the best way that I can say it. And that depending on how much fuckery is going on here from Marvel's perspective, they've not just made like an incredible film, but they've also laid out an incredible breadcrumb trail to throw people off and to make people confused. Okay, so I think that photo, that previs photo, there's one of two things happening here. Yeah, I don't know how much I can say about that actually, but important for the discussion and important for what we're talking about here. It's seeming that there's definitely a different timeline. Like, is it possible that there are also Ultron bots in the place where the Illuminati are? Yes, but from what I understand, the Illuminati and Tom Cruise Iron Man, totally different places. And the castle that Strange is at when he's in handcuffs is the Iron Legion timeline. It is a multiverse, or rather a universe, where Iron Man, I believe played by Tom Cruise. And again, a lot of this is like conflicting, dude, because you got people saying like I have incredibly reliable people saying Tom Cruise is not in this movie. And then there are incredibly reliable people that are saying Tom Cruise is in this movie. Okay? That's the most honest and best way that I can explain it. I don't know what the truth is. And again, I think that because there are multiple versions of this film, that people are just getting wires crossed. This is not uncommon. This shit happens all the time. But when I thought about all the things I was hearing recently, and I went back to this original plot leak, again, which was posted in August of last year. I mean, look, Darkhold Castle, which takes place in the main timeline but is a hidden location. I've been told by several people that that's where the end battle takes place. That's the end of the movie. It's going to take place at Darkhold Castle, which is in our universe, but in a hidden location, probably under Wundagore Mountain in our world. Okay? One that looks like the end of Loki. Well, we know, or rather we believe, that Kang will have something to do with what's going on in the multiverse moving forward, and a big part of where they go with Secret Wars, Quantumania, etc., etc. I just think it makes a lot of sense for there to be another place that looks like the end of Loki, where maybe there's a Doctor Strange there, maybe there's a Kang the Conqueror there, maybe there's something else going on there, but it just kind of makes sense, right? The multiverse itself, what the hell? Why is the multiverse itself a distinct universe? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand that. Are they saying maybe that the Illuminati timeline is its own like sacral timeline that exists outside of the multiverse? I don't know. Ruined New York City. I mean, I don't really know what that's about, but it likely leads us to Supreme Strange, or rather not Supreme Strange, the evil one that we see, right? Things have gotten out of hand. You know what I mean? That guy. So what I think is happening here is that they're going to go through various different universes within the multiverse. Some of them are going to get decimated. Like, I think the Illuminati, for the most part, is going to get decimated. I do believe it's a multiversal Illuminati. I do believe it's looking over the multiverse. And I just think that a lot of the shots from the trailer are edited to make us think that that's all the same location, right? And it's not. That at one point in the movie, they will be in a location and brought before a sort of tyrant-y, dark Tony Stark. Or maybe not Tony Stark. Like, again, there's all this speculation. Like, is it a variant that's not Tony, but that is Obadiah Stane? I mean, I just did a video about this. Talking about the possibility that maybe it's not Tony Stark, right? Maybe it's this Ironmonger character. Maybe it's Obadiah, and they're trying to do a whole new different thing. I think regardless, what you're actually looking at with these universes that are being set up in the movie are the main players that will play the game of worlds as we head towards Secret Wars. Because what I think's going on, like, okay, so with the Illuminati timeline, okay, I think what's going to happen with the Illuminati timeline is they're going to get wiped out, but Strange, who's aware of them and inspired by them, is going to sort of take over their location, their spot, wherever they are at in the multiverse. He'll take over, or he'll just kind of do his own thing with his own people on Earth, right? Regardless, this is setting up the idea of an Illuminati that watches over the multiverse being a player in the multiverse headed towards Secret Wars. Ruined NYC, is it possible that this is the tie-in to like What If and a lot of those characters, and that Evil Strange will live past this film, and Evil Strange will also be a big player as we move towards Secret Wars? Absolutely possible. Iron Legion, a multiverse with a dark side Iron Man who is a tyrant, who I believe could actually have a dark Avengers. That's a distinct universe that I think will be set up and used as we head towards Secret Wars. The end of Loki. Kang, obviously. Dude, Kang and the TVA, they obviously have to be a big player as we head towards Secret Wars. And then the Darkhold, that's just our universe. Do you know what I mean? That's just our universe. So I guess that's kind of the theory for now. You know what I mean? And I'm rabid for this info, man. I'm trying to break it down. Now, if I had to tell you something else that's really, really weird that's going on, something I can't quite wrap my head around, is this whole idea of Wolverine being in it, right? So this dude from the Illuminati said, I think it was last week or something, said Wolverine is in Multiverse of Madness, but definitely is not played by Hugh Jackman. Now, what's weird about that? What's the VV today anyway? I don't even know if do I even want to try? Do I even want to try? What is it today? Why is my app not working? What the fuck? Damn, I had like a million applications open. Why did it make me log out of VV? Bro, I'm done. I'm not fucking with that. I'm gonna just miss the VV, so awesome. Cool. Okay. So anyway, let me sort of wrap my head around what I think is going on here. For me, it's like this, man. A lot of the OG rumors that we heard about, right? A lot of the OG stuff, like Tom Cruise Iron Man, that's OG as fuck. That was like literally one of the first things that leaked out about this film. Like, even though there's been a lot of changes and a lot of hoopla and like a lot of like trying to hide it out, I think the Occam's razor solution here is that it is what it is. And it is going to be that way, that Tom Cruise will likely be Iron Man. Again, I don't know 100%, but based on everything I've heard, based on everything that's being said out there, I think it's either that he is actually an Iron Man variant, or I guess he could be Obadiah that then took over Stark's Iron Legion or whatever as we move forward. I don't know for sure. Regardless, I think that when you get an actor like Tom Cruise, you don't just get him, have a fun little cameo, and then kill him off, right? Now, having said that, for some of these people and for some of these actors, that is exactly what they are going to do. Like, I think that Patrick Stewart and John Krasinski, who I strongly feel will be a part of the Illuminati, I think they're both going to die in this film. I think one is going to kill the fuck out of them, right? And so they're done. There's a lot of evidence to suggest that's what's going on. But when it comes to Tom Cruise, when it comes to the Iron Legion universe, I don't know that that's the case, man. Like, first of all, a lot of people are like, I don't even think he's in the movie. Well, it would be pretty hard for, like, him and his death to be significant to the plot if he's still not in the film, if people still don't think he's in the movie, right? So my gut tells me he's in the movie. It's a well-kept, well-hidden secret, and it's also something that's a big deal for Marvel moving forward. I would absolutely love it if moving forward, as we headed towards Secret Wars, Tom Cruise Iron Man sort of replaced the character of the sort of evil Reed Richards from the Ultimates universe, right? The Builder, I think, or the Maker. I forget what that guy's name was. Let's look it up. The Maker. Yeah. The Maker. Evil Reed Richards, right? Okay. And one of the things that's kind of coming with this, as I think about it more and more, is like, okay, so if you have an evil Iron Man, then here's what's kind of interesting is like you could then set up a scenario where you have our universe and Strange helping Tony defeat Thanos, which may or may not have been a fixed point in time, and then Tony dies. And then there's like this sort of thing going on where as the entire multiverse begins to start to circle the drain, you have an antithesis of Tony, all of the worst aspects of Tony in a singular character that's super authoritarian, has his own group of Avengers that have no qualms about killing or whatever. Like, you know, he wanted to build a suit of armor around the world. He did it and then enlisted all these heroes. And it feels very similar also to in the not in the Age of Ultron comics, but this was, well, actually, no, it was in the Age of Ultron comics, wasn't it? When Wolverine goes to that alternate place where there's a Tony that's like in charge of everything, that Tony Stark, and like Morgan Le Fay's there and all this crazy shit, right? I think that would be a brilliant thing to set up as a player moving forward as we get towards Secret Wars. So that's kind of what I think is going on, is like, I think they're going to start to set up teams and distinct universes that have groups of heroes that will last past the film. So that's kind of the big theory, and the new, I guess, like, info on this or whatever. I guess I could go through some of this stuff and like show you a little bit more of what I'm talking about. But like by and large, like it's really all in this leak over here. Like if you look at this leak, and with a lot of the info that I'm hearing, it's like, damn son, like that's going to be pretty freaking crazy. So, yeah. I think that's all I can kind of say, for now. Yeah. And I strongly feel like, I guess, to sort of put a bow on it, let's put a bow on it, right? Let's kind of break down what I'm saying here. I think that in Multiverse of Madness, the place where the Illuminati is at is separate from the place where Tom Cruise Iron Man is at. And I think that both of those universes are going to be important past this film. And I don't think, if Tom Cruise is in it, if he actually did this, I don't think he's going to die. I don't think he's going to just be in this film. And I think he may well be a big part of as we set up for Secret Wars. Another reason why this is really, really cool, just kind of like coming off the dome, is that in the most recent version of Secret Wars with Jonathan Hickman's run, the whole thing can kind of be boiled down to Reed versus Victor. Like Reed Richards versus Victor. But it kind of feels like what they're setting up, possibly, maybe, for this version of Secret Wars, the Marvel version of Secret Wars, will be about Tony Stark versus Tony Stark. Okay? I kind of really like that idea. Like a good version of Tony, because I absolutely believe RDJ is going to come back. I think at some point, like, he might do the AI thing and help the Marvel Cinematic Universe even past his death via Armor Wars and maybe some stuff past that. But I absolutely do believe he will come back in some way, shape, or form to help the Avengers fight against the other Avengers that will be, again, led by like a dark version of him. And just because of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe and how closely it's tied to Iron Man and just what they did with that character, I actually think that's a really poetic reimagining of the what you do in the comic books with Reed and Doom, but you're basically just doing it with Tony, because in a lot of ways Tony is like the Reed of the MCU. I mean, he invents Ultron with the help of Bruce Banner, of course, but like he creates Ultron. Hank Pym does that in the comics, and Hank Pym is a very powerful, influential, brilliant scientist. They just give a lot of that juice and that oomph to Tony. And so as I look at all of this, I'm like, man, like, wouldn't that be kind of a wild way to go about it? So I don't know, man. You guys let me know what you think. We'll get into some Q&A about all of this stuff as well. I'm sure you guys have some thoughts or whatnot. There are also some new shots about the Galactic Star Cruiser, so we can look at that as well. I know we've been sort of talking about that and really interested in what different people have to say about it. I believe the review embargo is up. Good Morning America did write about a lot of the stuff he reported. And in fact, there's a moment where Rey, she pops the crazy lightsaber that actually extends, like the one that's made of the tape measure tech. And then she literally sets it down and grabs a combat saber for the rest of the fight between Kylo Ren. And so I just think that it's like crazy. Like Jay got a lot of that stuff right. So like, you know, props where props are due. And then I guess the second thing for me is that nothing I have personally seen make me think it is currently worth the price of admission. However, as a small caveat to that, some of the more reasonable reviews that I've read suggest that they're actually still trying to sort of rework this, and that it's such an ambitious idea that of course it's going to take time to figure it out and make it more make it better, you know what I mean, which I think is totally fair. But like, I don't know, bro, like that's like paying $60 for a beta in a game, which by the way is common practice nowadays, so what the fuck do I know anyway? See what happens, right? We'll see what happens. Okay, is there anything else going on in this crazy world, man? Anything else going on in this crazy world? Let me see. And then we'll get into Q's and the A's today. And yeah, just I'm actually not going to do call-ins today, guys. Just because I do have to sort of fly out of here. I got to go pick up some more medicine for my dog. He's still kind of struggling a little bit, and then I'm trying to knock out some vids, so I want to try to get out of here in a timely fashion. Again, we will be doing that stream at 1 p.m. today, but I'm going to try to knock out a video and at least get it started before I do that stream. So as I skid-roll through here, as I browse DOS Reddits, I don't really see too much other interesting stuff going on. So maybe you guys will have some stuff other than that those Kenobi leaks, which are frankly fucking crazy as hell. So that's pretty wild stuff. Okay, let's now shift and get into some of the Q's and the A's, ladies and gentlemen. I will say, of course, you could throw a soupy on in, a super chat. It does support the channel, help us keep the lights on over here at Nerd Vengers Tower. But the absolute best way to support the channel and the content and your own well-being and stuff is to become a Nerd Venger. You see the Nerd Vengers, the best online community ever, and you see them in chat with a badge next to their name. Incredible folks. They get all sorts of benefits, 20% off our Teespring merchandise, behind-the-scenes streams where I spill the real tea. Sometimes. But there are also things that are, you know, reported out there. People getting superpowers, people vision improving, growing taller, you know, getting more muscular, their portfolios turning around. It's really, really wild. And I think at a moment like this, one of the things we can do to try to help the state of the world is become a Nerd Venger. Give it a shot. Do it. Hashtag not financial advice and all that. Okay. Let's get into Q&A. Gonna be keeping track of how many times I die in Elden Ring for the remainder of the stream. Praise the sun and praise Saul. Dude, okay, so wow, there's a lot going on in this, Max. First of all, I'm really torn on Elden Ring. I almost got it last night. I really want to get it, but I'm so damn busy and there's so much going on. I'm like, when am I actually going to have time to properly dump time into Elden Ring? And I thought about streaming it today and just kind of, doing it with you guys and hanging out or whatever, but there's a lot going on. So I don't know if I can actually personally like commit to that idea of getting the game, but I hope you love it. And also let me know in chat how many times you've died so far. And then, dude, Raised by Wolves, bruh. Raised by Wolves is the truth. Raised by Wolves is an incredible show, and this week's episode was brilliant, and I'm having a ton of fun with it. I appreciate the support. Living with Dameron says, I smashed the like button harder than Robert Pattinson smashes baby seals. Oh, I didn't know that about Robert. By the way, I was at it again this morning. I was memeing, clowning on Pattinson on DOS Twitter. Next week is the Batman. I guess we'll finally see for ourselves, won't we? I'll give it a fair shake, I'll give it a fair shake, and we'll see how I feel about it. More on that coming up. Dr. Glorfindel says, good morning, everyone. Toss a coin to your Josh. Thank you, man. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. Has anybody hit it big on gambling today? Do I need to shut the gambling down? What the heck's going on over here? What the heck's going on? Blade? Is there Blade stuff? I just saw Blade mentioned in the chat a couple of times. Yeah. Or maybe I'm just way behind. Let me try to reset this chat, because sometimes this chat gets way behind. Way behind. Give us Nerdcoin. Okay. Only because you asked so nicely. I'm going to give everybody 3,000 Nerdcoin. And you know what? Here's 3,000 more for 2 Iron Man. Oh, the new position of the guy in Blade? Yeah. Who knows what that's about, man? Who knows what that's about? Kev says, or rather, Kev, welcome to the Nerd Vengers, man. Appreciate you joining back up. Make your way around the tower. Get comfy. Kimi Taylor, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now. Love to see it. Thanks for joining on up on a Friday. John Cross says, concept art leak reasoning for the film Switch. No. So, okay, here's the thing. I think that, I guess what I'm really interested in, and I can't wait for this movie. I'm so excited for this film and to see like what it actually means. What is the final cut of this film actually going to look like? And it's going to be crazy, right? But just like we're all super hyped up for No Way Home and all of the behind the scenes on that DVD and watching the whole process and like getting to see them finally talk about it, et cetera, et cetera. I strongly feel that the post or the special features for freaking Multiverse of Madness are going to be insane. Like if half of the things that we've heard about are actually true for this movie, it's going to be insane, dude. And we're going to learn, like, how did all of this go down? Because, again, the thing that I keep coming back to is, like, dude, a Nerd Venger never forgets, man. Like, we remember in 2019 hearing about Hugh Jackman having meetings with Kevin Feige. We remember hearing about the Tom Cruise Iron Man rumor. We remember John Krasinski having meetings with Kevin Feige. We remember Patrick Stewart having meetings with Kevin Feige. Patrick Stewart actually commenting about having the meetings with Kevin Feige and then saying it's not time to revisit that character. If Logan hadn't happened, I wouldn't do it. And now he's like, who's Doctor Strange? Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that? Where he says, who's Doctor Strange in that interview? Did you guys see that? It was hilarious, dude. 'Twas hilarious. Oh, man, I don't know if I have it on my timeline, but there's an interview, right? And the guy asks him, he's like, hey, man, like, was that you in the Multiverse of Madness trailer? And he gives like a hilarious answer. Like, it is so funny. And he's basically like, who's Doctor Strange? And then he just geeks out. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Here we go. Pause that.
Everyone's wondering, Twitter's buzzing. Is that your voice in the Doctor Strange trailer? Can you comment on that at all?
Who's Doctor Strange?
Okay, wait, hang on.
Perfect.
Okay, here we go.
I do have to quickly ask. Everyone's wondering, Twitter's buzzing. Is that your voice in the Doctor Strange trailer? Can you comment on that at all?
Who's Doctor Strange?
You see that smirk right there? And then he did the eyebrow raise thing because he's trying to like hide it or whatever.
Thank you so much, Patrick. I love the season.
He's like losing it, dude.
You're very welcome, Ethan. Good talking.
I mean, you know what we need to do at some point?
Twitter's buzzing. Is that your voice in the Doctor Strange trailer? Can you comment on that at all?
Who's Doctor Strange?
Okay, watch this. You see the smirk? You see that? And he's like really trying to control his face. Classically trained actor, by the way, so he's pretty good at holding this back with the eyebrows thing. I think it's a good look.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Patrick. I love this season. Can't wait to see that.
He's like geeking out. Okay, so what I think we should do at some point is have a denial tier list. And we do a tier list of all the different folks that have denied being in projects that they absolutely are. I will say, you know what? One of the best ones was actually out of nowhere was Tatiana Maslany. Like the way because she was on one of the late night shows. And the way she actually did an incredible job because she was like, yeah, these kind of things have happened before in the past and they ended up not being true. I don't know where they come from. It's absolutely not true. And like the way she said it, it kind of sold me on it a little. Where I was like, bro, like I'm damn sure she's She-Hulk. But is she though? You know what I mean? And then I thought Ryan Reynolds' one was really hilarious as well. Like his denial was pretty funny. Of course, Andrew Garfield's denial is very, very good. So someday we should do a tier ranking of all of that. Concept art, reason for switching the film. John, no, I don't think so. I think that if that is true, that those are separate places, which I think it is. I feel pretty strongly that it is. I guess what I'm confused about is, are we just seeing, like, how much of it are they messing with us about? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question, actually. Yeah, I don't know how to answer that question. I think that the previs stuff, while showing us many things that absolutely are being worked on, I think that those shots that were leaked were altered. I think that's the best way I can say it. Dan the Man, member for 14 months, says 14 months strong. Let's go. Hey, Josh, I got a theory. What if Charles is a variant from the X-Men, the animated series? Also, did you hear Toby and Andrew are producing 2 final Spidey installments? Keep being awesome. Didn't hear that shit. That's really cool, Dan the Man. I'd have to look into that. I didn't hear anything about that. Charles is a variant from the animated series. I think he absolutely could be the one from the X-Men 97 show. 100%. I think that could be the case, and that would be sick. David Garcia says, I think Iron Man is using the Illuminati to his advantage. I also found out that in the Doctor Strange comics, Doctor Strange owns the Necronomicon. Yeah, I'm not sure how that's necessarily relevant, but yes. I think Iron Man is using the Illuminati to his advantage. One thing that I wasn't able to get clear is whether or not they know about Tony or not. I think they probably do. Like, so here's the deal, right? If that group of Illuminati is a multiversal observing group of folks, which I do think it is. And by the way, guys, oh man, you know what I just thought of? That's kind of crazy, man. Dude, I gotta show you guys this. Bro, are they really hiding this right in our face? Like, look at this. Look at this. Hang on. Is this right in our face, dudes? Everybody is wondering, who is this guy with the sword? Is this just Iron Man? Is this the suit of armor around the world? You know what I mean? How much of this are they messing with us with? You know what I mean? I don't know, bro. It's hard to say. A lot of fuckery going on, you know? I don't know. Just thought of that. I was like, dude, what if that's just Tom Cruise? What if that's just Iron Man? And I guess we don't know who these are either. These statues. I don't know, man. Wild stuff going on. I think the Iron Man is using the Illuminati to his advantage. Also, yeah. So I don't know, brother. Interesting thoughts, though. MCU Drew says here with a $5 hello. Would you be willing to make a vid describing the difference of timeline / universe / dimensions? You did well last week in here, but I need more. So I'm not. I guess I just am not 100% on that. You know what I mean? Oh, hang on one second, guys. Hang on. Let me adjust back into the super chat reading thing. I guess the truth is, like, I'm just not sure if the differences that I believe are actually happening are the actual differences in the MCU, right? So there are obviously dimensions, so it's so weird, right? Like the dark dimension. What is that, right? When he goes to visit Dormammu, is that a totally separate universe? Is it, like, what's the difference between a dimension and a universe? I think that's something that will hopefully become clear after this film. And if we look back at that one leak where it says the 5 distinct universes, and it mentions the multiverse itself, what the hell does that mean? Like, are there somehow dimensions, or rather timelines or universes, that are now protected from the rest of the multiverse, isolated from anything else that could happen? I don't know, bro, but it's very interesting nonetheless. I think it's really cool. Luna says, what if Feige hired fake leakers to throw us all off his trail in regards to the Multiverse of Madness? That's why things are so confusing. So that's not what they're doing, but they are doing a lot to throw us off. I think if you think about this, there are at least 3 different versions of the movie. And there are leaks from all of those, okay? I also think that Marvel is trying to squeeze people that actually have access to leaks and information. They're trying to squeeze them, make them not post things or report things, okay? And on top of that, I don't know, man. I feel like they're messing with us with this trailer quite a bit. So I think if you start to have all of those, like, that's why things are so confusing. And ultimately, like, if they choose to, like, if Feige is bold enough, and I just think this would be so cool, man. If Feige is bold enough to hide major reveals from, let's say, 99% of the versions of the movie that are screened, holy shit. Like, how crazy would that be, fam? Like, that would be absurd, right? So, yeah, I think that's kind of what's going on, man. Never Lose Your Nerd says, are the Luke Soka shirts still available? I think they are. I believe so. Go to the Den of Nerds merch. merch.com. Check it out at thedenofnerdsmerch.com. John Cross says, I'd like to see a young Hank Pym version of Ultron. I mean, that would be cool. I'm not against it. So Marvel has this really, really difficult task ahead of him where he has to set up something incredibly complex and wild like the multiverse, but he has to have specific rules and like basically a lot of stuff has to be simple enough for fans to understand. And we're hearing that What If specifically was a big part of this, that especially that Doctor Strange episode in What If, and maybe we should just rewatch that soon, you know what I mean? Especially as we head towards the film. That episode specifically is really important to understanding the rules of the multiverse that he wants to establish in live action. So basically, if you have Hank Pym Ultron versions in there, like you can totally do that, but I don't know. The question becomes, is this going to confuse audiences? Darren Ferguson says, did you see the UK media reports on the Batman? Crazy good reviews and saying Robert Pattinson will be everyone's new favorite Batman after this. Yes, Darren, I saw all of that. Going to see it Thursday night. Next Friday will be an all spoiler The Batman stream. And if it's dope, I'll say I was wrong. I'll say I was wrong. And we'll talk about how dope it is. And if it's just aight, I'll say it was ass. And I'll shit on it for an hour and a half straight. So we'll see what happens. John Cross says, damn, I just put it together that Tom and Harley in MI7/8 could be the catalyst to Tom in Marvel Now. Mission Impossible 7/8. Haley, what? I don't understand that. Tom Haley and MI7 could be a catalyst. I don't understand. I don't understand what you're saying there, bro. I don't know. Dan Larkin says, bruh, member for 14 months. Hey, thanks so much, man. Jeremy Cole says, Tom Cruise as Norman Osborn / Iron Patriot. Okay, let's talk about this, Jeremy, because that's a great question, and I think it's really, really interesting. Norman Osborn, as far as we understand it, has been something Feige has wanted to do for a long, long time. He's wanted Norman Osborn in the Dark Avengers to be something in the MCU for a long, long time. But in Grace's most recent video, she says some really interesting stuff that I think hints at maybe the new strategy with Marvel moving forward. I just don't think that Feige can make Norman as big of a deal as he wanted to. It's just too risky with what Sony's got going on. And so whatever this Tom Cruise character is, I legit think he could be in many ways a replacement for the character of Norman Osborn, or I guess the more correct way to say it is a replacement for what Feige intended to do with the Norman Osborn character. That's just a theory, though. We don't know for sure. Dan Larkin says, when do you think we'll see Loki Season 2? And is Sylvie going to essentially be the MCU version of an Enchantress? Does enchant people after all? I mean, Dan, it's possible. I mean, I like Sylvie. I'd like to see her hang around and do more cool things. I think that she is in Multiverse of Madness in some capacity, perhaps a post-credit scene or whatever. Loki Season 2, I think, is going to film by the end of this year. And I think it'll be streamlined. And I think that so, like, the way I think of Feige is that he has all these different plans and shit, but it all can be adjusted on the fly. That it's not, like, as ironclad or set in stone, right? Like the Norman Osborn thing, right? I think he knew Loki would be an important show and set up some really interesting ideas, and obviously Kang. But I think after he saw how successful that show was at not only like resonating with audiences, but explaining the fabric of the multiverse, I think they streamlined Loki Season 2 and are putting a lot of the sort of next part of this journey, which will inevitably take us to Secret Wars, into Loki Season 2. So I absolutely loved Loki Season 1. I'm a big, big fan. Yeah, I got my Loki mug, man. I got my Loki mug. No time for sleep. Loki is on. I loved Loki, but I'm telling you right now, Loki season 2, I'm going to be so hyped up for that show, bro. And if I'm right, and if it ends up being an important part of what we're doing leading towards Secret Wars, get ready, you buttholes. Get ready. Flatbread Zombie 47 says, what do you think should be the first villain for an X-Men movie? Live action Mr. Sinister would slap. Yeah, that's a great question, man. It's a great question. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with the X-Men. There's a couple of different crazy things going on with the X-Men, right? So, there's the Mutants Project, which the Illuminati, who is incredibly good at what they do. I always try to say this because I really like the Illuminati, and like, I don't know, man. Some people don't think they're good. They're incredible. They reported that there is a movie in production called The Mutants, and that movie will likely be a keystone part of what they explained for the MCU Mutants moving forward. We also know that X-Men 97, in some ways a continuation of the 90s X-Men show, is in development and might be canon to the MCU, or at the very least the multiverse. There's also a big story from Professor Hulk, Nick Santos, friend of the show. He says Wolverine Disney Plus show. Scripts are being worked on right now. Wolverine Disney Plus show. And oh man, I love Nick. I hope he's right on this one. I don't want to get too hyped up about that, but I think it would be brilliant and a great way to explore how Wolverine might have been around this whole time in the MCU. I think it would be brilliant. On top of that, the Illuminati, or a guy from the Illuminati, is reporting that Wolverine is in Multiverse of Madness. Now, here's something else that's really crazy. A lot of the people that are telling me that Tom Cruise is in the movie are saying that Wolverine and Deadpool are not in the movie. So you know how, like, Campy is saying, like, he keeps saying, like, 100% Deadpool's not in the movie, like, 100%, blah, blah. So, strangely enough, a lot of the people that are telling me that Tom Cruise is in the movie are also saying what Campia is saying about Deadpool. And they're actually saying it about Wolverine as well. But then I got, I don't know, bro. Like, dude, if you could, like, right now trying to figure this shit out, it's actually really super fun for me. Like, I love trying to figure this out and communicating with all these different people and trying to see what's what and all that, right? I love it. But, bro, if you could see the conflicting reports and the confusion behind the scenes, you would realize that, like, I think this might be the most... This movie, I think, will go down as the film that did the most to try to preserve its own secrets. I don't know if it's going to work. We might still know everything. But I don't know of another movie ever that has done this much work to try to preserve its own secrets. Does that make sense? But yeah, as far as an X-Men movie, like, who would be the... Mr. Sinister would be a great choice. Apocalypse would be a great choice. I've always loved how the X-Men has a lot of time travel stuff. So even people from the future coming back or something like that, like Cable and all that, I think it would be incredible. Are you going to stream with that baby, says DC Fandom. He going to be a DC baby. Yeah, he might be a DC baby. Nah, probably not for a long time. If I do end up streaming with my coming little son, it'll just be inadvertent. Like, I'll be stuck on dad duty and there'll be a watch party and I'll just, like, have him on my arm or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, and we're not going to put little baby out there, like, all the time. You know what I mean? Maybe on some Nerdvenger streams, some member streams, we can hang out or whatever. But the day he chooses DC over Marvel is the day we go to the adoption place. Polka Badger says with a $5 holla, thoughts of Blade intro / tie-in if there is Darkhold Castle in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Or maybe use Darkhold Castle to intro Blade more later. So, you know what's wild about that is, like, I'm kind of struggling with how impactful is the Darkhold actually going to be. A lot of people say, like, right now there's a big theory that Chthon is in the poster and that's going to be a big part of what's happening. That's possible, but I actually think that Darkhold Castle, it's going to be much simpler than that. You know, could it end up being a thing where, you know, Mephisto or Chthon is actually pulling the strings out of all of this? Maybe. And that could tie into, like, the Dweller in Darkness and some of the other shit that's going on. I think that could be really cool. But I don't know. That is not something I have a good read on. But I think Blade is going to set up a lot of the supernatural side of the MCU. That's for damn sure. Over analyzing Clone Wars, member for 5 months says, thank you for all your work, Josh. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate you. All the support this time, and I'm glad you're enjoying the content. Got a big Kenobi video I'm going to work on after this, man. Crazy. Alan E. Wald, member for 10 months, says 2 more until a year. Love this channel, love the Nerd Vendors, and love you and your new family, Josh. Check out The Great Fear Doctor Strange comics. Will do, man. Will do. I'll check that out. I'm going to save that for later. John, member for 8 months, says, about to get a platinum for Jedi Fallen Order. Do you see Cal Kestis coming to live action Star Wars in the future? What about Starkiller? Much love. I would love to see Cal. I would. I think he could be a cool add to maybe what they're doing with like Luke Skywalker Jedi Academy or something like that. By the way, did you guys hear? Like, bros. What if we think they're doing a High Republic story with a bunch of new Jedi, and it actually ends up being a show about Luke Skywalker's Jedi Academy after the Book of Boba Fett? I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't know for sure, but I've heard some conflicting things. Crest Fresh 99 with a $5 holla says, what, if any, deaths do you predict coming in the next few MCU films? Let the madness begin. Thanks for all of your guidance and insight, Josh. So first of all, Wanda, she gone. Kill her. She's dead. Sorry, Wanda stands. She's dead. Illuminati, gone. Do I see any other big deaths coming anytime soon? Nope. I don't really know, bro. It's a tough one. Yeah, I think she dies for sure. I think Wanda's gone. Emily Blunt going to win an Oscar for her denial. She did a good job, but the thing is, man, to be honest with you, Trinity, I'm not sure she's in it. She absolutely could be. And there's another aspect here of this, like, multiversal Illuminati, or rather, multiversal Avengers. Remember? Y'all remember? Like, that leaked. Like, there's merchandise out there talking about a multiversal group of Avengers, which I think the Illuminati will call upon as helpers, right? There's just a lot of, like, bro, I can't wait to see how this all plays out. But Emily Blunt, if she's Black Widow, that would be sick, bro. She could also be the Invisible Woman, but I don't think Sue is seen in the film at all, from what I've heard. Luke Harmon says, did you know I have much love for you? Here's today's cigarette money because I'm quitting. Oh, damn, good for you, bro. P.S. I'm just now reading the OG Thrawn trilogy. So good. Yeah, it is really good. And also, thank you, Luke. I really appreciate that love, man. And look, man, you know the thing about smoking and non-smoking? Here's the thing I like to keep in mind. Smoking is probably one of the worst things you could do for your health. But did you know that you can eat right, exercise, and not smoke, and you're still guaranteed to die? Nobody makes it out of this shit alive, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, smoking cigarettes, not really a thing I'm into, not really something I want to do. But I probably do plenty of stuff that's not necessarily good for me. And at the end of the day, bro, different strokes, different folks. It's your life. But also, if it's something you want to do and you'll feel accomplishment, growth, vitality, all of these different things, then yeah, absolutely kick the habit, brother. Tapanjit with a 40 rupees says, 2 months away and so much hype. I'll go insane. Yo, you and me too. You and me both, brother. You and me both. John Cross says, statue is the same stance as Iron Man in Civil War fight. What? Kind of is, isn't it? suit of armor around the world. Guardian Angel. I don't know, man. Maybe, yeah. We have to find out. I'm excited either way. Oh, I was watching and y'all didn't even see it. Sorry. That's pretty cool, though, John. Appreciate you, man. A par. Oh, shit, I lost it. I lost my shit. A par says, just realized there's a multiverse where Josh loves the Star Wars sequels, hates all things Marvel, and is generally excited for the new Batman movie. Yeah, so I don't want to hate. So it's just so weird, man. I you know what I do hate? I hate having to fucking explain. Why can't I just... Why do I just, you know, I can't just say it one way or the other. It's like people say I love the sequels. I'm like, ah. People say I hate the sequels. I'm like, ah. The truth is, they're not good movies. I don't like the movies. I'm down for those characters, though, and I'm down for more of them. Hates all things Marvels? Never. Come on. And excited for the new Batman movie. As I said before, guys, I actually am like a little bit excited for the fucking Batman movie. It's probably gonna be okay. It's probably gonna be a pretty fun time. Look, if it's Amazeballs, then your boy's going to come out, and I'm going to say that it was Amazeballs, okay? If it's gripping cinema, incredible story development, I'm not going to be able to deny that. But if it's a 2.5-hour snooze fest that probably should have been an hour and a half, I'm going to let you know. Never Lose Your Nerd says, I tried to find the Luke Soka shirt, but I don't see them. Go to thedenofnerdsmerch.com, and it is also possible that they were taken down. But it's not the same merch store as our Teespring store. I know this gets confusing, and I'm sorry. Responding to my Tom Haley. Oh, Captain Carter. Okay, it makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Okay, John. I got you, man. I understand what you're saying. Cool, man. Mike House says, Josh, Friday calls for the Reeves Batverse be the main focus of the DCEU and calls for Snyder fans to stand down. We have a new daddy now. LOL, Nerd Vengers for life. Let's just wait and see. Let's see the movie, and then we can make a call like that. Also, really interesting thing happened yesterday. A comic book professional, not a movie guy, but a comic book professional dude, said some interesting stuff. He had a bat cowl in his post and said some big things are coming. Is it possible? Because Zach had always said he'd be down to tell some of those stories, the Snyderverse stories, in comic book form. And at the time, it didn't seem like DC was down. But maybe they are now. As I continue to say, there is a possible sort of way out of this situation or a way forward where all DC fans can be satisfied. I do feel like you need to give a little love to the Snyder fans, and I think you need to overcome some of the perceived slights. But we'll see, man. Look, if Reeves' movie is, like, awesome as hell, and like we see the potential of like a Superman and different things in that universe, I'm not against it. So we'll just wait and see. Oh, by the way, real quick, let me see here. There is a Nerd Vengers meetup happening, and I want to, just because, so Jedi Mike is doing an unofficial Nerd Vengers meetup. And by the way, it's totally cool, bro. And if you want to know about that, hit somebody up on Discord. I'll talk about it a little bit in the Prime stream today as well. But yeah, I guess for like privacy's sake, I'm not gonna like talk about all of it right now. But if you are a hardcore Nerd Venger member and you want to meet up with some other Nerd Vengers and do some fun stuff, hit somebody up on Discord about that. They'll be able to help you out. Dr. Glorfindel says the Mutant Show should be a young Charles Xavier origin, showing the beginning of his quest to protect the mutant race. Show him going bald, wheelchair, and meeting Eric and Jean Grey's dad, etc. That is definitely a way they could do it. Do you know what I think would be really, really cool? You know what else I think would be really, really cool? Yeah, and Jay Slide's saying, yeah, I think it's Vegas. I think that's where you guys are meeting up, right? In the like Powers of X storyline at the very beginning, Moira McTaggart ends up being revealed as a mutant. And whenever she dies, she's basically like goes back and lives her life again. And it's like this weird form of resurrection, but it's kind of like time travel as well. And I actually think using something like that would be such an interesting way to tell the story of the X-Men in the MCU. But a lot of speculation with how that could all go down. But like you could have something like that happen, right? Where Moira, like we go through like a life with Moira and she's explaining all these things about the mutants, and then she dies, goes back, and like does it all again, but like differently. And then dies and goes back, does it all again differently. And then like it ends on her dying again, and we sort of follow her in this version of it or whatever. I don't know, man. There's all sorts of cool things they could do with the mutants. Maybe they'll do the Harry Potter thing. Maybe they'll do that, Wanda's going to reverse House of M. I don't really know. Let's see here. John says, can't wait. Member for 2 months. Appreciate you, bro. Says, can't wait for the Batman because after its release, we will be getting hella DC, Marvel, and Star Wars content within a span of months. Let's go. It's true. It is true, bro. So much is coming down the pipeline. It is crazy. I am here for it. I'm quite excited. This week and like last week, kind of like slower news weeks, even though like literally like the leaks for Kenobi are crazy. Like, dude, like Jason Ward is not stopping. He's just like leak. So, again, we'll talk about that. But they've been sort of slower in the sense that like after coming off of the last show, right? Boba and then, Super Bowl and all. So now we're kind of in this like lull period. But things are going to heat the F up in the next couple of weeks and definitely for the rest of the year. So I'm excited. MCU Drew says, I love that most rumors aren't confirmed like they were for No Way Home. Back to WandaVision days of speculation. Get your boner insurance paid up. Yeah, I think that's a totally fair point. And frankly, like, I'm really grateful that we've arrived at this place as well. Again, I think a lot of the stuff for me, we will probably end up knowing. But because it's not exact and because there's been so much of an effort to shut this stuff down, it's really fun to speculate. Like, what's the Wolverine thing? I don't know what that means, bro. Like, a lot of people are saying, like, nah, bro, there ain't no Wolverine in there. That Illuminati, dude. I mean, Illuminati's good, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're really good. So, what is happening? What is going on here? Exactly. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm excited. I mean, today was a bunch of speculation, right? Like, technically speaking, like, I don't know 100% that those are separate locations, but I've been told by some really reliable people that they are, and it actually makes a lot of stuff make sense. Like, I don't want to share like 100% like what I'm being told, but one of the things I was just told by somebody, and if you're watching person, like, shout out to you, even though I can't really say your name, we know what it is. Tom Cruise does not do movies where he dies, which is why DC does want him to be Hal Jordan, but apparently they want to kill him off. And he's not down. So when you hear that, you're like, well, obviously he can't be with the Illuminati then, because they're all going to die. And Tom doesn't want to die. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I like. Like, I like minus Collateral, yes, but that was like a brilliant character study. And it's not, I don't think he's like absolutely against it. I think the point is he's against being a setup. Do you know what I mean? Like a sort of setup for something to come past. A cameo where he just dies. That's not really Tom Cruise. Do you know what I mean? So, anyway, Kendall says, you, me, and Paul should do a baby daddy stream. Oh, dude, we should. Like a young nerd venture stream, or like a young nerd stream or something. That would be really cool, man. 100%. And then he followed up, says, I think Loki Season 2 will introduce the Council of Kangs at the end and lead to Kang's defeat in Ant-Man 3, which will lead into Secret Wars directly. You're on to something there, bro. You are on to something there, my friend. Prince Zodiac says, with a $5, I'm late. I'll catch the replay. Hey, check out Marvel Legends bundle from a year ago. Figs, they said, were thrown in. Rintra in the trailer. Other two in Multiverse of Madness. What were the other two, though, bro? What were the other two? I don't know, bro. Let me see if I can find it, actually. What is it? Marvel Legends bundle from a year ago? I'm not going to be able to find what you're talking about, dog. I'm not going to be able to find that. You should have just put it into the chat. Now I'm pissed off. Just kidding, bro. John says, member for 14 months. Much love, my man. Wasn't on the announcement stream about the kiddo being a boy, but so happy for y'all. Get some rest this weekend. Oh, yeah. Your boy's going to need a lot of rest this weekend. But, yeah, we're super excited for it, too. And I think, and I don't know if this is a big deal or not. Like, I wonder if Elisa will be mad at me for saying this, but we actually already have a name. Would y'all like to hear the name? Let me know. John Johnston says, P.S. Congrats on 35K. Take my money. Yeah, man. Pretty excited. Pretty excited about the success and the growth on this streaming channel. I mean, we've been having a lot of fun. I've been a little off this week, but I still feel like streams have been really good. Content's been good. I've been a little off, but you guys are always here, always really supportive. We've had a good week, so I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Magic and McCrape says, absolutely bonkers that we can follow all the leaks and rumors and still don't know for sure what's going on in this movie. Love it. I agree. I think it's awesome. Like, I'm so into it. And, you know, my deal is, like, either way, like, I'm just excited. And it just sounds great. And I watched the video that John can, because I didn't block John on Twitter. And I can take a joke. And I think he does good work. And I'm respectful. And I'm so respectful and humble, John. I'm the fucking one, bro. Anyway. I watched his video where he's talking about the pictures he's seen and everything, and he's, like, really hyped up for the movie, and him and Robert Meyer Burnett are going back and forth. It did get me excited, bro. I was like, let's fucking go. And I think regardless of where you fall on the spectrum or regardless of how much you want to know, et cetera, we are going to be treated well as Marvel fans. I'm quite excited. Holy cow. A couple of juicy chats coming in. I appreciate that, guys. We'll get there in just a second, We'll get there in just a second. Sleepwalker. Strange says he has had the same dream. Don't want to mention the other major spoiler Sleepwalker, because of Wanda. Check out the Legends bundle. It's crazy. Hey, man. First of all, I'm sorry I said you were upsetting me, but now maybe I can find it. With Sleepwalker. Let me see. Oh, yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. I don't know, man. That could be cool. Let me see something there. I don't know much about that. Maybe not. Best I can do. Jared N says, oh man, why do I have to? Now I'm like all confused. You're sending me on a path here, man. You're sending me on a path here. Wouldn't that be interesting? Maybe he's in it because he was created by the Dweller in Darkness. I mean, it's very possible that Dweller in Darkness plays a big role in this whole thing. Could be a very interesting sort of macro setup for it all. Jared N says, got Josh in my ear and the dentist in my mouth. Then it goes, take my money. My man. Jedi Jen with a very generous $20 holla says, give us the baby name. Take my money. All right, I'm going to say the baby name. Liam. Liam Arthur is the name. And I cannot wait. We were thinking about John Campia, but we ended up going with Liam. So, Angel Stark with a $5 holla says, TH said either Toby or Andrew were wearing a fake ass in Spider-Man No Way Home. Take my money. My money is on Toby. Josh, yeah, I'd agree. I would agree with that, man. I mean, you know, he's just an older dude. Although I will say, like, his enthusiasm and whatnot for the part so far that we've seen from the footage and all that, it seems awesome, bro. And I really do think you'll get much more of him moving forward. And I'm here for it. And it's just like such a good time to be a nerd. John Hicks, very generous $20 holla says, we got Hela and Dormammu in Phase 3, possibly Chthon in Multiverse of Madness. What other MCU version, Lords of Hell, would you like to see spread throughout the dark MCU films, hopefully leading to Mephisto being a big bad in Midnight Suns? So it could be Mephisto. If it ends up being Chthon, or like the Dweller in Darkness is, like, if it's actually the Fear Lords and it's all connected to something dimensional, I think that would frankly be awesome as hell. But I think that there's something else going on here. Like, Feige's pretty good at taking really highbrow comic book ideas and sort of condensing them down, right? So, like, is Nightmare, like, are the Fear Lords actually going to be a thing, and then it's all connected to this, or instead is it just the author of the Darkhold was this ancient being, and it was this demon-esque being, and now everything's corrupted and shit, and then is it all an extension of technology? Okay, so I think the dichotomy of, like, if you think about the Eternals and the Deviants, right? That dichotomy of, like, something created for evil, something created for good. I don't know. Like, part of me thinks that if the Beyonders are real, and if there's something really at play here beyond the entire scope of the multiverse, that good and evil had to coexist. And that these Fear Lords and the Dweller in Darkness and Chthon and all of that, maybe it's all connected. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that answers your question really, really well. Would I like to see Mephisto in? Absolutely, I would love to see Mephisto in. Do I think that he would be connected to all of that? Maybe. I get a feeling, man, and it's just a feeling, but I get a feeling it's actually more connected to technology and to maybe what's going on with the Celestials and the Beyonders. But that's just kind of my opinion. I don't really have a lot of evidence for that. That's just kind of my take on it. You know what I'm saying? But thank you, John. I appreciate the support. Appreciate the support. All right, I'm going to hang out and chat for a little bit with y'all. Let's just see what's on your mind, and then we'll get on out of here. Any questions about the stuff we talked about today? Yeah. Yeah. Anybody like make a big roll? Anybody hit a 99 or 100? Oh, your son's named Liam? That's awesome, man. Nice. I just woke up, so I have no idea what we talked about. Ah, Justin, I can't go into all of it, man. How do you think Obi-Wan Kenobi will open with episode 1? I think it'll be a flashback. I think Kenobi will open with a flashback. No, but I lost 70K. Goddamn. Hit a 99? My man. Luke Soka is still available, and hoodies and jackets are being embroidered. Sick. Dude, the hoodies and jackets, man, like, y'all need to really check that stuff out. Especially, like, if you want to rock some premium Nerdvengers gear, you should check that stuff out. I love the jacket and the hoodie. Love them. Name your Illuminati squad. Like my Illuminati squad? Like, what does that mean? Alfonso, what do you mean? Like, who would I run the world with? Or who would I pick from Marvel to be my Illuminati if I was making the movie? It should start at the end of Revenge of the Sith. Just rolled a 93. My man. The baby is going to have a special set of skills. Indeed. Indeed. Yep. Loving the music. Me too, bro. Will I be making Luke Soka undies? That's a good question. I don't know. Will Quantum Mania set up Secret Wars then? I believe so. Yeah. Who do I think are going to be in Multiverse of Madness? Okay. So here's what I can't figure out. I think that the original version of the Illuminati... Okay, here's another reason why I think that chair scene is lying to us. Because it's possible the Illuminati is not in any of that sequencing that we saw. That all of those shots are actually just from Iron Cruise's castle. Right? And so let's just say that's true. Then the Illuminati could be deep, dog. It could be all of them. Like we originally thought it was Boulder the Brave, Mordo, Charles, Captain Marvel, Monica or Maria. It could be Peggy Carter. And then there was one more, right? I don't remember. Luke Soka Thong, let's go. Somebody calm her down. So that's the original one. Then we heard from My Time to Shine Hello, they added more members to the Illuminati. Reed Richards, John Krasinski's Reed Richards, the Illuminati. You wanna know something really, really weird too? Let's talk about Black Bolt. Yes, Alfonso, let's talk about Black Bolt. And this I think is so telling to what is happening with this movie. I forget who reported, like a couple of weeks back, there was a report that Black Bolt would be in it. Then people said, oh, but that was from a long time ago. Basically, I had a lot of people say, that's from those OG talks when they wanted Hugh Jackman to be in it, but they didn't end up getting Hugh Jackman. They didn't end up getting Black Bolt. That was an old idea that they scrapped. Well, now it's being reported that not only is it Black Bolt, it's Anson Mount, and he's absolutely going to be in the movie. What? So do you see why this is so weird? Because it's like, okay, old reports of Black Bolt. Then you got people saying, oh, no Black Bolt, that's an old idea. It's not going to happen. Now you got new people saying Black Bolt's absolutely in the Illuminati, played by Anson Mount. So are there like 12 members of the Illuminati? Right? Like, is it all of them that were mentioned? Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't fully know. I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know. That's why I actually feel like this trailer is probably lying to us a good bit, and that they use his voice. Like, think about it. We don't see, like, really and truly, like, we don't see any of those folks. Like, when Doctor Strange is brought before them, we assume he's being brought before the Illuminati. We also assume that Charles Xavier is there. But what if none of that is true, and he's just being brought before Tom Cruise Iron Man and the Dark Avengers? You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know. It's also way out of sequence. Yeah, 100%. 100%. It's traditional Illuminati, and the rest are helpers. Possibly. But then that would mean, what that would then mean is that they shot a version of that with different Illuminati, because a lot of leaks came out about that. Like, a lot of reliable people were like, there's an MCU, there's a Illuminati scene in the movie, and here's the people. And the only person that's the same in the first list and the second list is Charles. And then there was a time where we knew Charles was in the movie, but there was speculation on who it was going to be played by. Then at least what some folks told me was Patrick Stewart was a big part of the reshoots. There were scheduling conflicts. He couldn't do it originally. They had a stand-in for Charles. Now it's Patrick Stewart. So like you start to like piece all of this together. And it's like it's really confusing, but it's pretty fun to speculate about. Do you know what I mean? Anyway. All right, guys, that's going to do it for now. And I went way over my time. I was trying to not do call-ins because I was trying to get out of here, and we ended up going way over time. So anyways. Much love to you tonight. And we're going to get on. Wait, what the mother loving lover mothers? What the fuck? Whoa, bro. Guys, we're going to get out of here. But I just got some sketches from my comic book artist. And he literally has laid out several pages. Not character designs or shit like that. Pages. And I cannot wait to look these over. And I may or may not show you guys some of this on the Prime stream in about an hour as well. Oh, baby. I'm excited. Okay. Anyways, Nerd Adventures. It's been a good week. Much love to you all. Uh-oh. I think we just signed another super chat come in. I'll try to check it out real quick, and then we're going to go out of here. Give Campia a kiss for me. Gonna keep you here longer. You see Rob's theory on the glowing figure, Blue Marvel. I like that theory. I don't think it's real. Look, I look up to Rob, man. I think he does great work. But he ain't, like, deep in it from the leaking perspective, which is fine. Which is absolutely fine. All right, everybody. Much love. Much love to you all. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. Oh my God, Kendall, I just saw that roll. Get it out of here. Oh my God. They look so good. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Hey, man. Much love to you all, man. I really appreciate it, you guys. I really do. I get a lot of messages. of people that are saying like, oh man, like you don't understand, like your content or whatever is always there for me. Like, dude, streams meant a lot to me and all that. Dude, you guys mean a lot to me, man. Getting to come out here and just chill with y'all and talk about these nerdy things. It is a great pleasure. It helps me out even when I'm feeling down. So I just want to say thank you guys so much. And also, John Campea has been cast as Ralph Boner in the Multiverse of Madness. You heard it here first. He's a Ralph Boner variant that's obsessed with Spider-Man's wiener. I can't wait to see it. Ta-ta for now.